Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to everyone. My name is Fatin Arina binti Hanafi and my partner Li Yang who will present the second part of this presentation. We are from University of Malaysia Pahang. Our research project is eco-friendly biofertilizer from rice straw waste. This project was supervised by Dr. Lee Chin Mei. This is the content that we will unfold, which I will discuss the first two parts, which are the background and the introduction, while my partner Li Yang will discuss the last two parts. Before I start my presentation, let's watch a video on open burning scene which caused a lot of negative impact to us. First and foremost, the background study. Rice straw is a byproduct of rice production at harvest. More than 2 million metric tons per year of rice straw were produced in each cultivating season in Malaysia. However, in 2012, we already reached 3 million metric tons per year. Therefore, there are three ways to deal with rice straw. Firstly, to burn the rice straw in situ. Secondly, to collect and sell it for the other purpose. Or we can degrade the rice straw. As we know, the open burning is a current technique to eliminate the rice straw. However, this technique will give a negative impact to us. Significantly, the effects of straw burning is the loss of almost all nutrients found in the straw. The loss of these nutrients will have an impact on soil fertility levels and will threaten the consequent crop production. Next, the soil fertility will be deteriorated. This will result in poor texture of soil because of the nutrients such as sodium, potassium, and others are lost during the burning. Next, the smoke and soot particles can contaminate the soil. Moreover, the beneficial microorganisms in soils are killed because of the open burning. Lastly, the soil erosion and hardening will be happen. Next, the open burning also will cause the emission of greenhouse gases. This will cause the air pollution in Malaysia, health hazards to human and animals, and it will also give effect to public health and contribute to waste in Malaysia. Moreover, the open burning also will change the texture of soil and then it will result in the tractors that stuck in the paddy field. Here is the picture of the open burning scene, which is the air will turn grey. What if the rice straw is collected for other application? Here is the example of the rice straw collection. The cost generated during the rice straw collection is higher and most of the farmer does not prefer this method. What if the rice straw can be degraded and returned to soil again? Here is the idea of our product, novel biofertilizer that is formulated from microbe and rice straw. This biofertilizer is the most effective way to degrade the rice straw because it does not cause any environmental effect and human health. The idea was generated because of the concept of sustainability. Here, I want to introduce our product. Our product is an eco-friendly product because it promotes a healthier soil and farming sustainability. Our product also low in cost and most of the paddy farmer can afford to buy it. Our biofertilizer also is categorized as user-friendly product because it is convenient for the usage of farmers. Last but not least, this biofertilizer also can possess a huge market. Here is our technical element of the product. Here is the technical element of our biofertilizer product, which is the specification is the rice straw must be more than or equal to 45%. The elements, the cellulolytic bacteria must be 45% and it will appear as a bag granule. The method to use this biofertilizer is firstly spread this eco-friendly biofertilizer on paddy stubbles and rice straw. Wait for 5 to 7 days and you can plough the paddy field. Lastly, the degraded rice straw will return to soil as a nutrient. After biofertilizer was applied on the paddy field, the rice straw will degrade and rice straw will return back to soil when the paddy field was ploughed.
Hi, my name is Lik Yang. Now I would like to continue the presentation with the benefit of the biofertilizer. The combination of cellulosic bacteria and rice row bring fantastic benefit to farmers and also society. Those benefits can be concluded in three aspects, which are paddy plantation, soil, and social. For paddy plantation, as our biofertilizer can degrade and return the nutrient of rice row back to the paddy field again. Moreover, our biofertilizer promote a high organic matter conversion rate, which make organic matter available to paddy more easily. By this, the use of chemical fertilizer can be reduced. Most importantly, biofertilizer increase the yield of paddy by up to 30% because of the organic matter added to the soil. High content of organic matter in soil promote the growth of beneficial bacteria. For the aspect of soil, our biofertilizer can increase the soil fertility without causing any damage to the soil. It increases the micronutrient availability to paddy. They boost the amount of organic matter and improve the soil texture and structure. The enhanced soil can hold water better than before. The concept of sustainable agriculture was applied when the rice row waste is regenerated into biofertilizer instead of dispose it as a waste. In aspect of individual, after application of this biofertilizer, paddy yield increase and lead to increase of farmer income. This can improve livelihood of farmers dramatically. For impact to society, here is a set of statistics. Our food security level is 63% in 2019 and our government target is 85. Our product can make a positive contribution in both reduce poverty and increase food security level since it can increase the yield of paddy. By providing microbial strain to farmer, we can empower the farmer so that they can produce biofertilizer by themselves. Finally, soil and underground water pollution can be prevented by the reduced use of chemical fertilizer. Next, I will move to the methodology of the product. Firstly, cellulosic bacteria need to be isolated from rice row. Next, we evaluate the capacity of the bacteria isolated. The bacteria will be produced in large scale. After that, the bacteria will be separated from the growth media, and then the bacteria will be collected, dried, and formulated into biofertilizer. Now I will proceed to the next chapter. Our product currently is in the state of proof of concept. A total of 8 bacteria isolates were obtained from rice row. 4 best bacteria isolates were identified based on their morphological and biochemical characteristics. The stock culture of the bacteria isolate were maintained in the freezer at negative 28 degrees Celsius and subculture were performed when needed. Among those 8 isolates, the C42 isolate obtained the highest cellulosic index, which is 3.0, while other bacteria isolates have cellulosic index range between 0.75 to 2.0. The picture on the right side shows the C42 isolate which obtained the highest cellulosic index. Next, for commercialization of product. Our product is novel and effective method in rice row dispose. Secondly, our product is also a novel and effective method to reduce rice row open burning. It can promote soil fertility continuously and fixing the nutrient availability in the soil. There are several challenges in product production. Firstly, the generation time for bacteria is vary. Secondly, the amount of production of cellulosic bacteria is low. And lastly, some type of bacteria can cause diseases to humans. Some product improvements such as molecular analysis on bacteria isolate need to be carried out. Next, optimization of temperature, nutrient, and pH during the fermentation need to be carried out. As improvement, cellulosic bacteria can be combined with cellulosic fungi in order to achieve better degradation performance. Here are the references used in this presentation. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for your patience in hearing our presentation.